You have been told that lifting weights is the key to create muscle definition. So you follow a structured training program, you push during a workout 4 times a week, and you feel like you're getting stronger. But when you look in the mirror, you still don't look like someone who works out that much. You thought you would see more muscle definition by now, but your body still looks kind of soft. And you're starting to wonder what you are missing. That's where Stephanie was too. She was showing up, pushing hard, but she still looked the same. Until we fixed 3 things. 6 months later, she is leaner than ever and wears for the first time in her life crop tops. So stick with me, because in a second, I'm going to show you the 3 changes we made so you can steal her exact strategy and use it for yourself. For years, I thought I was doing everything right in my training. I was lifting 4 times a week, following structured training programs, pushing hard, adding weight when I could, and I felt like I was getting stronger. But after every session, I would catch a glimpse of myself in the gym mirror and still look soft. No matter how consistent I was, nothing was really changing. I still didn't have the shape I was working for. I still didn't look like I actually lifted weights. At first, I thought maybe it was my diet or my hormones or stress, but when it comes to my workouts, the truth is I wasn't applying progressive overload the right way. What I didn't understand back then, and what nobody tells you, your body doesn't go from looking soft to defined just because you lift weights. It changes when your strength increases over time, and here is why. Getting stronger is not only a very reliable sign that you are growing muscle, it's also a way to create a stronger signal for your body to grow muscle. Let me show you how that works. If you cut your muscle in half and look inside, you will see that you have different types of fibers. Some fibers are good to work for a long time. These fibers are the so-called slow twitch fibers. But these are the ones that don't produce a lot of force and they don't grow that much. You also have the fast twitch fibers. They cannot work for a long time, but they can produce a lot more force. And those are the ones that you can grow the most. But the problem is that the fast twitch fibers need more tension to be activated. So if you want to target the muscle fibers that grow the most, you need to apply more tension to the muscle. And so if your strength levels remain low over the years, you don't grow muscle. On the other hand, if you grow muscle, you will have more strength. And when you use that strength, you will apply more tension to the muscle. More tension will require more force production, which will lead to more muscle growth. It's a win-win situation if you ask me. And that's why getting stronger over time is so important, because your strength level is one of the best indicators of the amount of muscle mass you have. And as you build muscle, they give you the shape, the tone, the definition you want when you lean out. This is why if you don't spend enough time getting stronger, you end up looking like a smaller version of yourself, but still soft. So if you have been training consistently for years and you still can't do a chin-up or an RDL with at least your body weight, then it means that your process does not lead to muscle growth. Now, the solution is not to eat less and train more, it's to make your training effective, to actually build the kind of strength that creates shape in your body. That's exactly why we didn't focus on training more with Stephanie. We made her training actually effective, so her strength started climbing fast. And even though she had been following a program with progressive overload built in for over a year, she made more progress with us than the whole year before. She added 40 pounds to both her RDLs and back squats in just 6 months, while leaning out and finally seeing real definition in her body for the first time. Same thing with Joanna, who added 95 pounds to her RDL in 1 year by training less, even though she had been working out consistently for over a decade before joining us. But they did not achieve this by simply adding a bunch of weight and reps randomly every session. Before chasing numbers, we had to make sure that 3 key aspects of training were in place place. So let me walk you through them so you can start applying them in your own training too. The first thing is tempo. If your program doesn't prescribe tempo, it's lacking one key aspect of what makes workouts effective. It's not because tempo is magical, but it's the first prerequisite to making your reps and sets all look the same. Without this, you start lowering the weight more quickly when your set becomes challenging and you lose control over the weight. Moreover, if you're adding more and more weight from set to set, but you move faster and faster each set, you are not applying progressive overload. This makes it difficult to track real progress and you're stressing your joints more than your muscles. Instead of muscle growth, you get sore knees, hips, shoulders, or elbows. Number 2, consistent depth. Film your sets. Compare the first and the last reps and the first and the last sets. If your depth changes, you're not applying progressive overload. Yes, it's hard to maintain the same depth when your muscles fatigue, but this is exactly the point where you get to create the tension that makes your muscles grow. But when fatigue kicks in towards the end of your set, your body will want to shorten the range to make it easier. So you might continue moving the weight, but with a smaller and smaller range without even realizing it. So go the extra mile and review your own training videos. And number 3, same position, same muscle. Progressive overload isn't heavier at all costs. If you turn into an overcooked spaghetti to get the weight up, you have changed the movement pattern. And when the movement pattern changes, the target muscle isn't the primary mover anymore. Here's an example. In a split squat, your quads and glutes fatigue as it gets heavier. If you don't try and fight to maintain the same position, your knee drives backwards the moment you push out of the bottom position. This means the tension shifts away from your quads and glutes and your lower back is taking over the main work. AKA, your lower back muscles are growing, but not so much your glutes and quads. And that's why your training is not building the muscle you think it is, even if you're training consistently. You're kind of doing the work, but not really, because when your tempo, depth, and form break down, you're not really applying progressive overload. If you are lifting consistently but still not seeing the shape or definition you expect, we built a free guide to help you spot if your training is the issue. It's called the Strength Audit. In under 60 seconds, it shows you whether your strength is progressing fast enough for how long you have been lifting, or if your training is the bottleneck to finally look like you lift. If you want it, simply DM me on Instagram with the word audit and I will send it straight to you.